Alright, we are in Doom, the Dark Ages, and we are answering the question today, can we play this game at 4K? We're just going to see how that works for us here. I'm just going to run past all these enemies here. This is low. DLAA is no upscaling. This is low setting, no upscaling, no frame gen, of course. That'll come later. If you've seen any of my other videos, we just kind of like run through all the settings, and then we end up with the highest settings, and then we check out DLSS and of course frame gen at the end. And I've got chapter markers down there. If you have not subscribed, please do so. It helps out the channel a lot. And with that, let's get into it. So that was low. Let's just jump up to medium. Again, no upscaling and no DLSS. All right, so this is just medium settings. We got a crowd of folks here. Looks like it's about 27-ish FPS. Our VRAM really stays under control in this game. So it's really not too much of a concern if I don't mention the VRAM too much, just because it's fine. Not really had a situation where it gets anywhere close to 16 gigabytes, which is what this card has. And for the most part, yeah, it's just basically going through and seeing what works best for you. You know, as I like to say, all this stuff is insanely personal. Some people don't mind slower FPS. Some people want the fastest. You know, it just depends on what you want. That's why we go through this and show you everything. All right, so here we go. Let's just grab some ammunition. And did the wall come down? Yes, it did. All right. Let's come up here. And let's just check out what... I'm going to grab this armor real quick. Let's just check out what high settings do for us. Again, this is just a straight up 4K test. We're just going to see what it takes to run this game at 4K on the 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte. So we're at 11 gigabytes of allocated VRAM. We're at 29, 31 FPS around there. And then these guys, let's just waste them real quick. All right, so got through that area, grab some ammunition. And let's come over here. And there's a dude in here that's going to be choking a dude. So let's just come in here and see if we can fight him on high and see what that does, because he does tend to dip the FPS a little bit. Oh, sorry, we're on high. Let's go to ultra and fight him that way. All right, so let's pop him. There we go. All right, 24, 25 FPS on that exchange. Super laggy, of course. I'm just going through and seeing how ugly it can get. Remember, there are chapter markers down there, so if you want to skip anything, you know, not going to hurt my feelings. That's why I put chapter markers there. All right, so we're still on, let's go down to Ultra, let's go to Nightmare. We're still on DLAA, so we're not upscaling anything right now. So it's, you know, going to be quite a mess. 22 FPS, but that's kind of to be expected, honestly, because we are not on a card that is necessarily meant for 4K. So we're just going to see what it takes. There we go. Come on. Get rid of him. All right. So let's jump over here and go to the next preset. I tend to focus just on presets just to make my videos cleaner, faster, easier to understand. And, you know, you can tweak as you want from there. But this is just to kind of give you a good baseline for what to expect. Do I need help? No, I don't. Okay. So we're at what, 29? This is kind of an enclosed area, so let me get to a little bit more open spot. All right, this weapon just comes down. I don't want to ruin any story elements, so let's just keep on rolling. All right, 27 FPS. We're going to wind up coming over here, fighting this dude. Drops down here. Pop him. Flail him. Shoot it. All right. Shoot it, shoot it. All right, here we go. So I'm on fire. Let me come grab some ammo and some armor. Okay, got ammo. All right, so we're at 25 FPS. This is Ultra Nightmare 4K. So not ideal, of course, especially since we're in this like enclosed spot. It's gonna be a little rougher out here when we fight these guys, I'm sure. Let's slam down, take care of all them. So yeah, you don't want to play like this. I'm just kind of showing you what the worst case scenario would be. Alright, so let's just kick on some DLSS. I feel like it's time to do that. So we got DLAA on now, so let's just go to quality. And again, this is much better, doubled our FPS. And at 4K, I mean, that's kind of the way I view it is like if you can get something to run at 4K, you can go all the way down to performance DLSS, and it's still going to look good because you're upscaling from 1080 when you're at 4K. So your image is going to look better than say 1440 balanced or whatever, because you know you're upscaling from a lower base resolution and on a lower total resolution. So 4K just really looks beautiful right now. I mean, we're at 45 FPS. Is this playable? Yes. Is it ideal? No. So let's just go to the next level of DLSS and see what that does for us. I'm just gonna, let me wreck this guy real quick, get some ammo out of him. Alright, that's what I need, some ammo. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's just go to the next level of DLSS. We're probably going to have to go to performance, but I just want to see what balanced looks like with Ultra Nightmare on the 5060 Ti. So still around 48, still not where we want to be. Alright, just kind of run through here and see what I can, if there's anything else to fight. That door should come open. Still stuff in here. I got, oh, there he is. Somebody's shooting at me. Where is he? There he is. Did that get the door? Nope, still more of them. Guys kind of just last forever sometimes. Alright, main gate's open. Cool. Alright, so I'm just going to adjust again here. Come down to the... Let's go performance. So we're still at Ultra Nightmare. We're still at 4K. So let's just see what we can do here. And I'm suspecting that if we get close to 60, we can kick on some frame gen and have a great experience. Yeah, I mean, we're right at 58. So, you know, the next thing we could probably do if you wanted to get that any higher at all. This dude's going to bust through this door. Okay. If you want to get that any higher at all, you could just go down to, you know, one more preset down or something like that. So let's see what it takes to get to a nice, current, steady 60 FPS. So I'm going to drop this down to, let's just go to Ultra and see what that does. Just to see if we can get some nice, oh yeah, so we're definitely, man, did it take? It didn't seem to adjust at all. A lot of these settings are incredibly similar. So if we're not going to get that big a break, let's just go to Ultra Nightmare. And let's go to Ultra Performance. This is not something that I would normally do outside of 4K for sure, because it still looks pretty darn good. And we are at 100 FPS with this setting. So again, just to double check, we are at 100 FPS with Ultra Performance, Ultra Nightmare, and so far we're doing it without any frame generation. So I'm just going to go to this larger area up here, because in these confined spaces it's going to run a little better. This would be a pretty good test area here. So yeah, we're at 90 FPS with that Ultra Performance, and honestly it still looks perfectly fine to me. Again, because we're upscaling from a nicer resolution base resolution, we are able to get a much sharper, clearer image. And I did sharpen it up a little bit. I think my sharpening's around 70. So that's something you can look at too. And yeah, this is a really nice experience. Gonna fight this thing up here. Okay. Alright, so let's just check out what frame generation does before we go into that next big area. Alright. Come up here. Gotta blast away the cultists. Alright. Get this blue key. Alright, so we're still around 90, 100. Yeah, this area would be nice here, so let's go over there. This big portal's going to open up. I'm just going to skip through it because, I mean, for the most part, it's just a portal. Alright, so let's come through here, and we're still at 88. I'm not going to kill anything on purpose because I just want a bunch of enemies to kind of stay on the screen. Other than this dude, I hate these things. Alright. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so we're at 91 FPS with plenty of crap going on. There's some more enemies over here that I'm going to check out. Yeah, so let's just frame gen and see what we get. See what we get on 2x. So we just need to make sure that, let's get this metric back before I frame gen. Oh my God, so much going on. Okay, so I just wanted to see what our latency was before we frame generate. I didn't realize that wasn't up there, but I caught it in time, so that's good. All right, so we're at 43 on the PCL. And the PCL is post-compute latency, so that is what's happening after the graphics card gets doing what it needs to do before it shows up on your screen. Okay, so hard to like talk to you guys and fight sometimes. All right, so there we go. Let's just see what the frame gen does at 2x. Okay, so this is 2x frame gen. Bring our metrics back. It likes to disappear on me. Okay, I'm just getting destroyed here. All right, let's just run through this crowded area here. So it looks like our latency is around 40 now, which is still very playable. I tend to think anything under about 60 is decent, especially considering frame gen. I just need some ammunition, so I'm gonna melee these dudes. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so we are 38.4 milliseconds, 40s. All right, so 2x feels really good, and we're at 120 something FPS. That's extremely playable. There's nothing in the world wrong with that at all. So let's just go straight to 3x and 4x. They have got that console button right by the escape key on this keyboard. All right, so let's just go 3x. This is gonna, once I get done with this, I'm probably just gonna give kind of closing thoughts on it. Appreciate you hanging around with me because it helps out a lot to just keep watching. And you know, for the most part, it's just all about subscribers and engagement. So if you have any questions, just please let me know down there. That'll help me out a lot too, and I can keep making these videos. My goal is to go totally full-time with this, so if you can help me out, that would be awesome. All right, so let's just go through. Let's just pop these dudes real quick. I get some ammo here. All right, so let's just hit up the 4x frame gen. There's some enemies here, so we've got some stuff going on. All right, so let's go to, where is 4x? I always go right by it. There it is. All right, so there we go. So this is going to be kind of the last test here, and as you can see, we're doing pretty well. Our latency is a little bit higher at times, but nothing game breaking at all. And it feels insanely good to have this kind of FPS on. You know, this is like the low end card. You know, you got to consider you're getting a lot for your money here, considering how good the DLSS looks on the ultra performance setting we have now, as well as the 4x frame gen. I mean, this is a really nice way to play this game. I'm not sure if you have many advantages spending more money when it comes to something that runs this well. So I would recommend this. I mean, this if you're on a little bit tighter budget, or if you want to put your money into like a sweet monitor or whatever, yeah, this is a nice way to play this game. Ultra performance and however much frame gen you want to do. Even on ultra performance, it was still getting around 60, 70. So really good test here. I think we've kind of covered all the bases. Whenever the next update comes out, I believe there's going to be an RTX update, so we're going to have you know, some possibly path tracing involved in this game, ray tracing and whatnot. So that'll be a cool test to run whenever that day comes. So please like and subscribe, and we will see you in the very next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.